It's Reagan's episode. Hey everybody, welcome back to 8byte. As you saw in that intro, this is Reagan's episode. And what that means is I work at a school, and this last year a couple of the kids started to watch my videos on 8byte. And I asked the one girl, she was in 2nd grade going to 3rd, what she wanted to see for an episode. And so this is it. It's going to be a strawberry cake. And yeah, it's pretty much directed by her. She told me what to do for the intro, the cartwheels. And now I am going to be making the cake. And then I'm going to decorate it, and then I think there's one more thing she wanted. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so for this strawberry cake recipe, I've got 1 1/4 cups of flour, 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/8 teaspoon of salt, 6 tablespoons of butter that's been softened, 1/2 cup plus 1 tablespoon granulated sugar, and I've got 1 egg plus 1 egg yolk, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, about a cup of sour cream. You can use other dairy like milk, yogurt, Greek yogurt, but sour cream gives a nice moisture content as well as density, so I like to use that. And then for the strawberry flavor, I've got a 1 ounce package of freeze-dried strawberries that I ran through a blender and then sifted out. You can use just the chunks of the strawberries, but it makes it kind of mushy and doesn't give the flavor throughout. So that's why I like to use the dust. So the first thing you want to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees. And then after that, you want to spray your pans. Now in culinary school, they taught us to do spray the pans, put parchment paper down, and then spray it again. But then when I got to work at a cupcake shop, they told me to just spray the pan like crazy. So I've been doing that ever since, and it works just as well. So spray the pans like crazy, and a 350 degree oven. Alright, so for the first cake step, you want to put all your dry ingredients into a smaller bowl and put that off to the side. So that's your flour, your baking powder, and your salt. The next step is to cream together your butter and your sugar. Once that's well combined, it's time to add your eggs and your vanilla. Okay, so you want to mix your eggs and your vanilla thoroughly until they're mixed throughout. And then from there, you want to add your dry ingredients, which was the flour, baking powder, and the salt. And you want to add a little bit at a time. So a little bit of that, then add some of the sour cream, then some more of the dry, then some more of the sour cream, and keep going until all that's combined in the batter. Okay, so here's how it looks after all the dry ingredients and most of the sour cream. I left a little sour cream because I'm going to add the strawberry next, and then I'm going to add the sour cream at the end to kind of thin it all out. And then from there, it's going to go into our pans, and then we're going to bake it. So, a fun fact, humidity plus strawberry dust equals clumping. So, it's not as pretty as it was, but now we're going to add the strawberry clumps of dust into our batter. And then let's see the magic of the color change. If you want to be very exact, you can use a scale to measure out the weight per pan, but I like to just eyeball it. So now they're going to go into the oven for... I'm going to start at 15 minutes, rotate the pans, and then they're going to go back in for another 10 to 15 minutes and see how they turn out. Alright everybody, so the cake went in. I did the 15 minutes for the first part, and then I checked on it. Then I turned the cakes to get more of an even baking, and I only needed about 6 more minutes after that. So I took the cake out, let it cool down for a while, and I started to ice it. So I just have it stacked together, strawberry cake, with a little icing in between. So I'm going to finish icing it, and then I'm going to write on it, and then the last thing that Reagan wanted me to do. So I'm going to do the icing off camera. I'll do a cake decorating episode later, but I'm going to decorate it, and then I'll be back with you guys for the finishing touches. So be back in a second. Alright, so I just finished icing the cake. I did a very quick, sloppy job, but there's a reason for that, which you'll see soon. And when I was talking to Reagan about this episode, across from us was a girl named Tegan. And when I asked Reagan how she wanted the cake decorated, she said with Tegan's name. So I made up some purple icing, and I'm going to write Tegan's name on the cake. If you've ever seen my handwriting before, you know it's not the neatest. Here's a picture of some of it. But when I use icing, it's actually pretty neat. So yeah, I'm just going to cut to a different angle, write Tegan's name, and then I'll finish off the episode. So see you soon. Can't fit the N. N's gonna go on the side. Style points. Alright, so here is the last thing that Reagan requested for this episode. Ugh. Yeah, purple icing. Didn't think that one through. Purple is Tegan's favorite color, that's why I went with that. I just should have made it a little less vibrant. So hopefully I'm not purple all day. So, hopefully I got all that. So anyway, this was Reagan's episode, from start to finish, from cartwheels to cake in the face. Hope you enjoyed it. There's something I was gonna say. Next week, I'm not sure what I'm doing next week, but yeah, the game, that's right, the game. I asked a few people if they'd be interested in the game, and never heard back from them, so might not have that game this week, but it'll be sometime soon. And this cake, it's a little weird, but it does taste good and strawberry, but just not everyone's cup of tea, so take that as you will. But I like it. Good strawberry cake. Nice icing. Same icing as I used for the Wilton Treatology. 2 parts... 1 part fats, 2 parts sugar. And yeah, so I guess that's it for this episode, everybody. Yeah, so thank you all for watching. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye, everybody. Bye. Quick little action cam of the pouring of the strawberry dust. Oh no. Oh no.